I talked to Abby Pyzik on Wednesday. She's head coach of the Lynchburg College Hornets women's basketball team. Hornets fighting to get a spot in that ODAC tournament. We talked about that as well as upcoming games against Randolph and Hollins this weekend, as well as reviewing the season to this point. Abby Pyzik on the Sports Buffet podcast. Always fun to talk to Abby Pyzik, head coach of the Lynchburg College Hornets. And Coach, I was perusing the ODAC online website this week. Big win over Eastern Mennonite. Talk about the victory.
You know, night in and night out in our conference is a tough game. You know, we come up against, two big opponents this weekend that, are big games for us going in Randolph and Hollins. And we knew this last stretch when we had Macon, Bridgewater, and EMU, it was really important that we came out to our best to maybe try to snag one of those and be competitive in each and every game. And obviously, like my girls spoke about yesterday, we walk out, we want to win every single time. And that's the one thing I can say I'm very proud about with my girls' composure is that we walk out fighting and playing hard every single time. And when we click, it's really tough to beat. And I think that's what happened against EMU. We clicked, and I don't even know if some of my players knew they were number one walking into the game because we focus on each team like they are number one, and we don't talk about a lot of standings and things like that. We focus on each game as we go in, and, they walked out there with a lot of confidence, and we played them well the first time around, and on our home floor, we try to take a lot of pride at Lynchburg, and with it being a doubleheader, our men going before us and knocking off Methodist and having a red out, and then it was also our alumni game, so we had a lot of alum in the stands. Just it was a really cool feeling surrounding our team that night and really made us believe in something bigger than just ourselves, and we played that way.
How important is it to use that victory, though, as a springboard and not, be satisfied and content with it and then, kind of blow it away with a bad loss, per se?
Definitely, and I think we learned a lot when we won against WNL on our home floor. We were excited. We had really competed and won against a top contender in the conference, and and like the girls said, kind of a personal victory as well, and they were very motivated. And those next two practices, we had the same motto of not being satisfied and wanting more, And when Roanoke got us at their place, I think that was very disheartening, and we do not want to feel that again. And this team is special in the way that they need to experience things one time first before they feel it and they don't want to do it again. And they're very determined, very competitive in the fact that they want to improve that. And so after this win, I think it's the first time my team feels like they can compete with anybody in the ODAC, and that makes us very special and very dangerous.
I asked your girls about the turning point of the season so far. What would you say it is? Because, after such tough losses, you could have packed it in and quit a lot of times probably, but the resiliency impresses me. What do you think the turning point was?
I probably would say, and they're going to kind of find this probably a little bit different. We beat WNL, that's a great win. EMU, that's a great win too. And very obviously those are big turning points, without a doubt. I think after we played WNL 1, then we went to Roanoke and had a very poor shooting night. That hurt our confidence big time, We came back, we worked really hard, and then we hit the road and had to go to Emory and Henry, and that is a big trip to make down there and never easy. And the new coach down there, Rose, is doing a phenomenal job with getting her team playing very hard. And at one point in the first half, we were down 16, and it would have been very easy at that point after having a hard loss to Roanoke, walking in Emory and Henry, being down 16 in the beginning of the half, being down at halftime, and we fought back and ended up winning that game by at least 8 points, and I think that game showed me that my girls were here, and they were going to fight till the end for that. And I think that character of being in that low and in that lull and knowing what the locker room was like during that stretch, then knowing what the locker room was like after Bridgewater and how upset we were about our performance at that time, and to walk in against EMU and to be able to do that, I would say probably those lows are our turning points to our highs, and I think they've learned a lot as we build, and we build it, the right way. It's going to really take us far as we make this long stretch with these 7 games left.
What worries you about Hollins and Randolph? Because to me, they probably worry you maybe a little bit for different reasons.
First and foremost, we look at Randolph.
Right.
I know, Randolph and Hollins are both big weekends for us because, Randolph's there, we got to get that one as well, and then Hollins, as well as in that bubble, competing for that spot, and they're doing very, very well now with just knocking off WNL again last night in double overtime. Randolph is very dangerous. Last night, as we were just reading the article, they had 5 turnovers in their game and set a school record for the lowest turnovers in a game. And Coach Nichols has them playing extremely hard. If we do not come out ready to go, they will take it to us like they did at their place a little bit, where it was a tight game down the stretch. So we don't take any team lightly, and like my girl said, each team is like the number one team, and so we walk out wanting to win because we want that taste in our mouth. We want to be able to feel that way, and we want to have our dinner taste a little bit better that night, and then coming back to back with Hollins, we head to their place, and obviously I think we definitely, are a little upset about the last game and how that played out, and I think my girls are playing very, very well right now in that aspect, that we're ready to go down there, and it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a great game, and I think my kids definitely have the character to pull that one out as well.
What do you feel like you've improved in personally as a coach from last year to this year?
Patience has always been a big thing. I'm very competitive. My girls know that. Even over the littlest things, I want to win.
Right.
And but at the same time, to see your team grow like they did, and to see those experiences on the court, I think I sometimes step back and just look and watch a little bit more and appreciate. And I learned at the Emory and Henry game when we were down 16. Pulled them in, and I was like, we're going to be all right. This is what we're going to do. And to keep that calmness and keep that composure as we go forward. But to appreciate those building moments that we have, to see Shane Allen tie a block record, and to see her have a career high, and then to see Kaylee Patterson improve tremendously over the year. And when Shea Kelly, number 22, is on, it is really hard to beat us, since we were very, very deep in that aspect. But the great part about our team is that no matter where we are, our entire team is locked arms or clapping or together. And that's the best part of the experience, is seeing something grow and something build, and building that enthusiasm through our gym. And to me, that's been the most rewarding through this year.
Do you find it easy to coach them? Because, it's not like, you're 30 years removed from school or anything. You know what it was like for them, not too long ago.
I do. It's always a challenge. That's what I love. I have the best job. We just had our alumni day, and we circled up and did introductions, and it came around to me, and my introduction was, I'm coach, and I have the best job in America, and I really do, and I firmly believe that. And the best part is my girls work so hard for me, and they believe in everything we give them, and I can't ask for a better group of individuals that would do that as we build, because it's not easy, and we talked about it right before the EMU game. The work they're putting in might not see the immediate result, but it's on them. If they stop, then it's done, and they can't let all those other alum that came back who tried to start building it the way, they can't do that to them, and I think that really hit home a little bit as we talked about it. And obviously they came out with a sense that they were not losing that night, no matter what the shape or form. And so I really believe that, as we go down, as an alum myself, and when I look at them, sometimes I'm not their coach, and I talk to them as an alum, and I say, this is what we need to do. And I think that makes us have a very, very special bond as we go forward.
Final topic real quick. I know you got to take them one game at a time, and I totally agree with you, but do you scoreboard watch it all? Because the way it's looking in the standings, it could come down to a big matchup with you and Roanoke when it comes here.
Our coaching staff absolutely looks ahead. I was just joking with one of the other coaches that walked by today. They were like, how you doing? And, I see those things, and I see the vision, and I'm definitely one. If you ask my kids, probably 2 words that I say all the time would be believe and focus. And like I said, I have my girls focused on those 1 games at a time, and, Randolph is first, and Hollins is next, and, and then we go to Wesley, and then we have, Emory and Henry and Guilford, and, it's going to come down the stretch for a lot of teams late in the game. And so I think this year it's a very exciting time for the ODAC, because it is going to be down to the wire. It could come down to that last game, even Roanoke or at WNL. And that's the exciting part. That's when you're a competitor. That's when you're an athlete. When you're in those moments and you really see the true test of yourself, of who you are when you come down that stretch. And they're going to be great games, no doubt about it.
Coach, it would be great to see you guys in Salem. Best of luck on Friday, and we'll talk to you after that one.
Thank you.